It's a thrill, being able to have control of an aircraft, and you're looking out over the world, and it's just so special. Every opportunity that I had in the military, I would try and get a ride in one of the airplanes. I qualified as a navigator just to fly, get a 1-hour ride in a CF-100, which was an old fighter. And then I became an air weapons controller, which controlled fighter aircraft. In 1973, I applied to be a pilot in the military, and I got a letter back saying, "You meet all the qualifications except one. You're the wrong sex." I was offered a free lawyer to fight it, and I said no, because if I win, they'll just consider me a troublemaker, and if I don't win, they'll just consider me a troublemaker. So I just put it aside. One day, a Canadian commanding officer said, "They're taking female pilots. You want to know where your application is?" So I applied and was accepted for the initial process. 11 women were accepted, and 4 of us passed it. And there's went there. I've forgotten about a lot of these newspaper articles. My mother kept all the newspaper articles that had anything to do with me becoming one of the first female pilots. She kept any pictures as well that I sent to her, and these are all just pictures that were given to the press. 4 of us when we went to the Musketeers in Portage-la-Prairie. There's me trying on a helmet. And then there's one here of the 4 of us getting instruction. Queens of the Sky. There's the 4 of us with helmets on. That must be when we finished the Musketeer. 3 of us made it through that course. In the Winnipeg Free Press, that was a front page one. Flying through the food sex barrier. Canadian Forces now has its first female pilots. Captain Leah Mosier, Captain Deanna Brasseur, and Captain Nora Bottomley have successfully completed their flight training at CFB Portage. And the 3 of us went on to graduation. That day was best in my life, I think.
It was a very important program to have at the time. I think Canada was one of the first, if not the first, Air Force in the world to operationalize females in the role of pilots. They were entering a man's world. They were entering a world that traditionally did not see ladies doing that job. But there was some pushback. A number of the pilots had some run-ins with a number of people who just didn't think the program was appropriate.
The older pilots that were around, they accepted us because we weren't a threat to them. And the younger pilots actually accepted us because they'd grown up with equality. And it was the pilots that were our age, already in the military, who gave us a little bit more rough time because I think they felt threatened. We were the girls. The 3 of us were all the rank of captain, but we were always singled out. One day in particular, we had an air show. The course was assigned the job of picking up garbage. Well, we were in our flying suits, and we had the rank of captain, and you don't ask a captain to go pick up garbage. So we went and changed into civilian clothes and then picked up garbage. I wanted to do something that was positive. I went to 424 Search and Rescue Squadron. Saving lives to me sounds like a good way to go.
I got to know Nora from her time here at Trenton when she was first posted here to 424 Squadron flying the Buffalo. In about 1987-88, I got to know Nora again when she worked with us at 440 Squadron, Twin Otter, in Edmonton as the search and rescue specialist. So we've been back and forth and crossing paths for quite a bit.
Yes. Now we're hockey partners.
That's right. We ended up now going to the Belleville Senators hockey game. They proved themselves more than capable of doing the job, rose to high ranks, did many interesting and appropriate operational jobs for the RCAF.
This bottom one is my commissioning scroll. You become an officer, you get commissioned by the Queen. The one above it is my father's commissioning scroll, and above that is my grandfather's commissioning scroll. I had 26 years of service. It's called a Canadian Decoration. The medal itself with the ribbon without the bar is presented at 12 years of service of good conduct, undetected crime as we used to call it, and then the bar is added at 22 years of service. I remember one day flying with some cadets, and I was flying the airplane, and my co-pilot was talking to, bringing the kids up front and letting them look out the window, and he was talking to them, and one girl came up and he asked her, what would you like to do when you're older? And she said, I'd like to be a flight attendant. And he says, well, wouldn't you like to be a pilot? And she says, oh, girls can't be pilots. And Derek looked at me and looked at her and says, that's a woman flying the airplane right now. Yeah, this is the C-114 Tudor. This is the one I actually did my pilot training and earned my wings on. That big gray airplane, that's the Hercules. That's the one I retired in. My last tour was in that aircraft. When I first joined the military, I couldn't imagine the different things that I ended up doing. It was just so exciting to do all these things that I never dreamt that I'd be doing.